So good to be back. It's 2022, and I'll tell you what, this week is just zipping by. So I'm really excited to see a very lucrative year, fingers crossed, right? And it's going to be a happy, healthy year. So I hope that your new year has gotten off to a great start. I have a really spectacular person connected with us tonight. We're going to see a little bit of a trailer, a little bit of some clips from his project he's working on, which is spectacular. We're going to hear about his publishing company, the books he's written, and especially his story. But before we get started, let me share my screen to a really cool website. And let me tell you why it's so cool. It's because it's the sponsor's website. And the sponsor tonight is NeuroGum and Neuro Mints. Now, they have been with me for quite a while. Here you can see they actually have a deal going on. So you can go to getneuro.com. You know what? Why don't I bring that information up to the screen so that you can go ahead, go write it down. It's getneuro.com. Write it down, but don't leave the show. Don't go anywhere. Just listen. This product is awesome. I use it quite often. And what I love about it, and it's called Get Neuro. So that means, what does it mean? It means it has a lot of really great vitamins in it. It is full of your B vitamins, B6, B12, natural amino acids for focus and clarity, and 40 milligrams of caffeine. So the mints are small. It's about twice the size of a Tic Tac. With 40 milligrams of caffeine, that's half a standard cup of coffee. So it gives you quite a punch. And with those B vitamins, you're going to feel more energized. That's such a great feeling to get a good boost of B vitamins in your system. So it offers energy, great taste, and convenience in one small package. So the ones that you see here on the website, that's actually not their standard size. And if I close this out, here we go. These are their standard sizes. It pops right into a purse, into a pocket, into your gym bag, whatever you've got going on. And you don't just have to go to getneuro.com to get these items. You can go to GNC, Walmart, Amazon. But if you go to Get Neuro today, you're going to be able to get some discount off of your product. So refresh your state of mind in the busiest moments of life. Go to getneuro.com to get some really refreshing, tasty mints and gum all day long. You're not going to crash because it's clean caffeine. And I love the clean factor of caffeine. Let me see in my notes. Most times I'll write where it's sourced. This one, I did not write where it's sourced. Sometimes, it's green coffee beans. It's been white coffee beans. It's all over the place, but they're not bitter. It's a really nice, smooth. They have cinnamon, different types of mints. It's wonderful. You've got to go get some right now. And if you don't, you're going to be like, I need to. So make sure that you take a moment, write that down, getneuro.com. All right, so let's talk for a moment before we bring the man of the hour up to the show and talk about Mr. Malcolm Boyd. And I'm really excited. He's kicking off my season 6. I cannot believe we're into season 6, but he is an author of several books, a SAG actor. He started Three-Legged Elephant Publishing Company, and he's presently directing his own film series. Now, this is really cool. The film series so first he wrote the book. Okay, let me start there. And it's One Way In, No Way Out. The book was so popular, he decided to write a screenplay off the book. And we're going to get to go through that whole walk with him of what exactly does it take to do that, because it's quite a process. So he's actually he's gotten to the point to where he's directing his own film series off of his own book. That is so exciting. I am over the moon excited for him. He's a writer, a director of his second film, Jailhouse Therapist. And without any further ado, I'd like to welcome to the broadcast, Mr. Malcolm Boyd. How are you this evening?
Good evening. I enjoyed that introduction. I think we need to do that again. I just want to sit back and listen to it.
Sure.
We can do that all night.
Oh, Malcolm, you know what? You have so many different things going on. Where do we even begin? Can you tell us, how about we start with the book?
Right.
Which is One Way In, No Way Out. where was the thought process that began you just writing that book?
Um, it came to me because I had started so many manuscripts in the past and would never finish them. And the people in my world, in my circle, have read some of my stuff and say, "You're really good. You need to try to get published." I'm like, you're like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, tell me anything. Um, Through a series of events, um, my manuscript wound up in the hands of a lady out in San Francisco whose boyfriend is a publisher. She read it. She's like, "This is really good. Can I show this to my boyfriend?" And at the time, I'm still thinking, yeah, whatever. Yeah, do whatever you want to with it. Just don't use it for, to start the fireplace. He read it and come storming back to me. "Oh, this is terrific. You want to be published? We can do this, we can do that, another thing." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yes." And here I am today.
Oh my goodness. So was it easy taking the book and making a screenplay out of
No.
it?
The rule of thumb is if you write a book, it's best to let somebody else develop the screenplay because you're so connected to the story. And with a screenplay, you have to take so much of the book and take it out.
Yeah.
And every word in the book meant something to me. So I went around and around and around and around with it. A modern day screenplay is between 100 to 120 pages.
Okay.
My opening act was like 90 pages. Yeah, so
that's not going to work, Malcolm.
No, it's not going to work. So I got frustrated one day and I just started slashing stuff.
Okay.
I don't care what it reads like. I don't care what it looks like. I'm just going to throw it in the trash. And I looked down as I read what I had left. I said, "Oh my goodness." I like, "Oh, that's what they mean." So you really do have to just slash away every little joke, little innuendo, things that are, reflect your personality as a writer. They have to go because the story you'll see that with a film, you see these type of things, especially once you put the screenplay in the hands of the actor. The actor's job is to bring the story to life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a connection that I didn't understand until, I actually went through the process.
So going through that process, did you go through any professional training of, you had written the book and now you're bringing it to life in film. Did you need any professional help or seek any professional help trying to figure out how to slash through and what to slash through?
I went to, down here in Manhattan, I went to Jacob Kruger's screenwriting school, master class. He's really good. He's really good. I believe his claim to fame is, it wasn't E.T. He's a screenwriter for some blockbuster. I can't pull it out the top of my head right now. But he's real passionate about it. And he gives you the tools. And it was just that I was trying to develop my own book, which made it that much harder. It's like basically I was my own dentist.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to pull your own teeth. It's like, why don't you just, seek help?
That's the best analogy I've ever heard. Explain it. And you're right. Like, this is your baby. So
Right.
Are there parts where you had to get rid of it, but even to this day, you're like, I really didn't want to?
I could write a book about that. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? There's just to me, the characters came to life.
Mm-hmm.
They were all parts of my personality, whether introvert or hidden or whatever case may, exposed. But once I took that out, which streamlined the screenplay, which made it go faster, that's where I had to leave it in the hands of the actors. Mm. Your actor will read it and he or she will get it. And as a writer, a lot of us don't understand that our audience is a lot more intelligent than we give it credit for.
Yeah.
We don't have to explain every finite detail. And even when we do, they have their own imaginations, so they fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
which makes it unique in its own sense, because if they're filling in the blanks, that means they're into the story. And that's all you can ask for.
Absolutely. Did any of your actors tell you that they read both? They read the screenplay and they read the book?
Yes. One of my lead actors, Cuss Barlow, matter of fact, he's in the clip. He plays the mob boss, and he's trying to run away with it. I had no idea he was this good. His character's name is Cuss Barlow, and he's basically Cuss Barlow. He's something else. But he's read all my books, and he loves it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we do have the clip. Can you set up this clip for us, and then we'll show it to everybody?
Okay, this is Cuss Barlow and his sidekick Lenny. They're meeting down at the waterfront to. I'm glad you put that up there. So this is Cuss Barlow and Lenny in the back room playing poker with this guy who just drifted in. He's drunk. He's got a bunch of money. So just because they're buttholes, excuse the term, they decide to beat this guy out of his money. And his sister is waiting up front with my protagonist, Man Walker, and she tells him, "Would you go back to check on my brother?"
Okay. All right. And here it is, everybody.
Have another one. Knock yourself out.
Whoa. Hey, that's my car.
Wrong. Full house. And this is my pot. Hey, Lenny, where'd you find this guy? Plays like your mother.
Yeah, boss. He even looks like that.
Damn, guy's been here 5 minutes and he's already lost 10 grand. Oh no.
Hey, buddy. I'm not what to tell a man how to handle his business, but aren't you digging a pretty deep hole?
Yeah, deep enough to get buried in. I thought you said you knew how to play this game.
Oh. But you, this guy at the card tricks. Where I'm from. And shit will get you shot.
What do you mean by that? Because it's starting to sound like you don't think we want fair and square.
I see how it got to be so bad. Cheats!
Boss, what do you want to do with this guy?
Yeah, fuck it. Put your coats on. Take him out back.
Let's go. Hey, Mickey, let's grab him.
Hey, I heard you tell Lester to watch himself back there. Do you know something we should know? He's been back there a while.
Yeah, no. I don't think there's too much to worry about, though. But, if you want, I can check on him.
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, that is beautiful. All right. So tell us, who are the actors and actress that we saw in that clip?
Okay. I'm going to start with Lenny Salvo, who's the guy who pulled the gun out.
Mm-hmm.
That's Tommy Baekos. His character's name is
Yep.
Lenny Salvo. Then there's Cuss Barlow. That's the guy that was cheating. I said, that's my pot. That's the one I said that's running away with the production. Then there's, oh gosh, off the top of my head, let me get it right. Oh my goodness. They're going to kill me for this. Okay. Well, I'll jump to the front room till they come to mind. That was my wife, Sandra Bilu.
Oh.
She's the sister.
She did a-
believe it or not, that accent is she's fluent in Spanish, so she just put that accent on. She's from Philadelphia.
I was about to say that. I was about to say, you know what? Her accent is so beautifully done because it's a nice heavy accent, but in English, her diction is wonderful.
Yeah.
You can hear.
Oh yeah, she gets on me about the way I speak all the time. She's like a linguist. She speaks several different languages. Extremely talented. I'm lucky to have her, but don't tell her that because she'll get the big head. then my lead,
I'll try not.
then my lead actor, which is Man Walker, which is James Blake Carrington. That's the one that put the jacket on and walked to the back room. Like I said, we've had a couple of episodes up. We're trying to get 8 episodes done for a pilot season. Pitching it to several streaming platforms, Hulu, Netflix, probably Tubi TV. I have some interest gathering, but I'm taking my time with it. I really want to put it together where it's something that everybody loves and not just do something for the sake of doing it and then put it out and then have a bunch of regrets afterwards.
You know, it's really beautifully done. So on the back end of it, who's shooting it?
That would be he's my director of photography, Verity. Oh God, I'm just drawing a blank right now. It has to come to me. He and I have the way we approach things creatively, artistically, are opposite. So we're always butting heads on set. But I'm glad of that because I don't think it would come out as good as it did as if I was working with somebody that told me what I wanted to hear. Verity Rollins, I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it's gorgeous. It really is. Your location is beautiful. And so you're directing this, right? Obviously, you're the creator of the story. So you're a creator and director. What have been your challenges in directing, if any?
Where should I start? I'll start at the top of the list. Okay. Money. I'm financing this completely myself. I'm looking for some executive producers, but I figure once they start seeing it, they'll come running. Which is funny because when I first was shopping the screenplay around, I got a bunch of people patting me on the back. Don't call me, I'll call you, so forth and so on. But now that I'm starting to let clips slip out on social media and talking about it, now people are like, oh, can I be in it? Can I be part of it? Oh, now you want to be my friend. Where before I was like, you treated me like I hadn't taken a bath in like 6 months.
Yeah, that's right. So are you still casting for any other parts of this project?
Yes, I am, because I got lucky in this sense. It's a crime fiction trilogy. It's 3 books. So all three books together is over 1,000 pages. To make a screenplay out of that, I would maybe use a fifth of it. The rest would go to the wayside. I didn't want to do that. So instead of making a 2-hour movie, which you get one chance to get it right, I decided to make it episodic. That way, I mean, there's been plenty of television shows where when they first premiere, people are like, oh, okay, I don't know. But then 3 or 4 episodes down the road, they're like, oh, this is kind of good. So this gives us a chance to grow. This gives us a chance as creators, actors, even crew, as a director, to get better as we go. I really feel we're coming out the box hot.
Yeah.
So now it's up to me to keep it to a certain level. All of my actors really love the script. They believe in it. They're giving it, as you see, the results fantastic.
The results really are fantastic. You know, there are so many projects out there that, just like books out there, right? They don't grab you right in the beginning. So you're kind of watching it with just one eye. You know, people do a lot of this with the TV on and they're, you know, that was not one of those projects. Like, you're sucked in and you're trying to figure out what's going on in the story and what the relationships are. But your actors have done a beautiful job of really putting that together. And your wife, I mean, I'm a huge fan just in an instant because she's speaking with her whole face. She's a beautiful actress. And we all want to know what's going on there. So I think to have such a large project and you're putting it out as an episodic is a wonderful idea. Now, where can people follow this project if they want to know where is it in being able to be released sometime soon, like the updates?
I have an Instagram page. It's one way in, no way out.tv.
Okay.
Everything connected to production is put up there. All the actors, actresses, there's interviews, there's behind the scene bloopers, production, you name it. We shot in Alphabet City down here in Manhattan, in the alley. And we shot all night and it was freezing cold. Oh God, it was freezing. And the guy that plays Nesto, he had to lay on the ground. And it's freezing cold, no coat, no nothing. And he laid out there for hours. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, absolutely. It always seems like you're shooting the summer scenes in the middle of winter and you're shooting the winter scenes in the middle of summer. So you're either sweating your butt off or you're freezing it off, one way or the other.
Yeah, one way or the other. You can't win. You can't win.
No. Now, when did you begin filming this project? Like what year?
Well, we started 2 months before the pandemic hit.
Ooh, okay.
Which is a story in itself. We started December of, no, I take that back. We started November of 2018. Pandemic hit, shut everything down. So my original lead actor was from California. He went back to California because, nobody knew what was going on with the pandemic. So he ran home to be with family. He went out there and poof, disappeared.
No.
He's doing okay, but he's in other things, whatever the case may be. So once we started back up, that left us with all this footage with a lead actor, and we had to throw it all away and start over again. Yeah, that hurt.
That hurts.
That hurt. So, but everything happens for a reason. I believe this lead actor is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Blake is really grasping the character. Mm-hmm. And giving it his all. So, it took a minute to get over that, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the results.
So now tell me about filming in New York. I mean, you're filming at that point, you had to throw all that was in the can away.
Right. And
start over. So now I'm assuming you're filming 2020, 2021?
2020, 2019, 2020 was more or less a bust because of the pandemic.
Right.
21, we got a lot of work done. Like I said, we have 2 episodes in the can. I'm looking to put that in some film festivals and pitch that. And we're going to pick back up with that probably early spring. Mm-hmm. But I'm taking on another project in the interim. Mm-hmm. It's called Jailhouse Therapist. I was introduced to a gentleman through one of my actors, and he was a forensic clinician at Bellevue Hospital in the 80s and 90s. And he wrote a book about it. And
I bet he did.
It is some crazy stuff.
So tell me, okay, let's go into that project for a moment. Tell me about this project.
Okay, so it's based loosely on facts. I'll leave it at that because it's pretty way out there.
Are there any stories, anything you can tell us?
Well, let me put it to you like this. If half of that stuff is true, I don't know how this guy's still alive or not in prison for life. But I see, I'm from the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've only been up here 5 years. But everybody that's from New York says, yes, Bellevue was ridiculous back in the day. There were all type of corruption, drug use. The staff was just anything goes. And he was right in the middle of the fray. He was a loan shark, a drug dealer. He had an ambulance chasing law firm, and he hawked hot jewelry. And he's a forensic clinician. Yes.
It
So
almost sounds like, clinically he heard so many stories and it's like, oh yeah, I can make some money doing that.
yeah, and he may have been a bit touched too, but I'm not an expert. But the stories are really interesting. So I read his book and he asked me could I adapt it to a screenplay.
Mhm.
Um, we negotiated, came up with an agreement, and his book is a difficult read. So
Okay.
basically, what I did was I took certain things in the book, pulled them out, and put my own creative license to it.
Mhm.
Came up with an outstanding screenplay.
Mhm.
Really good. Even the guy looked at it like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting this. So
Mhm.
once again, as luck would have it, I have an excellent lead actor, a gentleman named Jose Ramos. Really, really good. I got another excellent cast, and we're basically doing a proof of concept, a short to put in festivals to see if we can't get any support behind it, and then we'll make a decision from there. But
Okay.
we're on the 22nd. We're shooting at Queens Detention Center. We rented 2 floors at the Queens Jailhouse.
Oh, how cool is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That's
We're
gonna be beautiful.
going all in with this one.
Oh man, I can't wait to see if you're able to release a trailer for that one.
Oh yeah,
I
it will
can't
be
wait
out.
to see it because that's there's nothing better than actually being able to get inside, like not having to fudge anything or make it up or make it look like a jailhouse or any of that kind of stuff. Like you are literally just doing it.
That,
So as far as the crew or let's start with the crew. Who is helping you film that one or who is filming that one?
once again, I brought in Verity Rollins.
Okay.
He has the expertise as far as the camera's concerned. Vincent Miller is assistant director and production manager. I'm writer director. Jose Torres, which is Cuss Barlow. He's also my second cameraman. Um, Mike's name slips my mind right now. He's production assistant,
Mhm.
and that's it.
Oh, that's going to be beautiful, just like the one that we just saw for the other project.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
What are you most excited about?
Well, naturally, one way and no way out, but all of it's fun. I came into this. Um, I came into this late in life. I'm a retired welder. Yes,
Really?
and one day I just said, you know what? I'm gonna reinvent myself.
Hmm.
First thing I got to do is find something that I enjoy. Second of all, I got to find something I can do I can make money at.
Hmm.
So that's where writing of the books came in. I'm really fortunate in that sense. Um, Pretty much everything I do always manages to hook on to something that pulls me forward and up, as
Hmm.
opposed to being stuck with a cinder block in my lap and don't know where to go next. Um, I got into acting since I've been in New York. I got my SAG card.
Hmm.
I got
Congratulations.
nominated for Best Supporting Actor in a Short Film in a film called Dre.
Oh,
I
congratulations.
didn't win, but I got nominated. I think
Well, hey.
some little kid won. They're always in the way.
Yeah, but you know what? Just being nominated, just that
Yeah,
recognition, like that means all the world to us. So
yeah.
congratulations on that. And I mean, you have a lot of irons in the fire because we haven't even gotten into the t-shirt that you're wearing there tonight, your publishing company, Three-Legged Elephant. So tell us a little bit about that.
Um, Initially, like I told you, the gentleman in San Francisco was my original publisher.
Mhm.
Um, Make a long story short, things kind of stalled out with that. And I got my publishing rights back, and I came to New York for the Brooklyn Book Festival, which is one of the biggest festivals in the country.
Mhm.
While I was up here, I did a radio interview, and during that radio interview, I was approached about doing a commercial. I don't know one commercial from the next commercial. I said, the heck with it, let's try it. I did a commercial. From there, I started doing some background work and extra work. Um, I like it. I love it, actually. Really enjoy it. Really, I love being on set. Matter of fact, I met my wife doing that.
Oh, you
Yes,
did.
yeah. So,
Oh.
that's us. I'm a core cop on Law and Order. That's Ice-T.
Okay, right. Yeah.
So if you ever watch Law and Order, the police station, you see the police in the background. I'm one of them. 9 times out of 10, anyway. That's me on set of my film One Way and No Way Out. Matter of fact, that's the night in the alley where everybody froze their private parts off.
Oh, that's right. Let me see if I can get a better picture of
You
that.
can probably see Nestor lying on the ground.
Yeah, you
It was so
do.
cold that night. Oh God, it was cold.
Oh my goodness. But it's such a thrill, isn't it, to be out there and to be filming, even if it is hot or raining or cold. It's such a privilege to be able to be out there in front of the camera. Don't you agree?
Well, what's unique about it is when you're on picture side of the camera,
Mm-hmm.
it's fun bringing things to life.
Yeah.
And no matter how well you do, you always think it could be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a couple times I've done things where I know I just messed it up, crapped it up. And everybody's like, "That's so good! Oh my goodness! Wow!" Yeah. And I'm like, "Really? Okay." And then there's times where I think I really killed it, and everybody's like, "Oh boy, what was that?" Now on the opposite side of the camera, especially since I'm a writer as well, to see people's interpretation of my work and watch them bring it to life, I could float away to heaven. There's no bigger thrill for me than watch people bring my words to life.
That has to melt away all those things that you had to strike, all those things that you wanted to bring into the screenplay, but you couldn't.
Yes.
And then you create the screenplay, you've got the actors and action, and it's like, all this magic is happening. Are there any things, I know that you're director, so are there any things that you ever needed to explain, or have you just been so lucky with an amazing cast that there was no explanation needed?
Well, it's been my experience through learning the craft of acting that if you have a good tight script and you have even a decent actor that's committed to it,
Mm-hmm.
if you get out their way, they can pretty much, you might adjust them here and there, a little more of that, less of this or whatever. But for the most part, you cut them loose and let them do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's been times where I'm like, oh boy, mission control, we have a problem. You know, you have to reel them back in, and hopefully, I've had a couple of actors that just didn't work out. But for the most part, I have been lucky in that sense. But I've had actors tell me that it's the script that really helps them. They enjoy the script so much, they don't want to mess it up. They
Right.
want to bring it to life. My directing style is when I have to constantly make adjustments and help you, even though that's my job as a director, I'm okay. But there's moments where it's so good that I'm no longer a director. I'm sitting there. I'm an audience member. I'm being entertained by what's going on. Those are the moments I strive for as a director. I try to get my actors to that level where they push me back in my seat, or I want to reach and grab the popcorn and what's going to happen next. I wrote it, and I want to see what happens next. I want to see what they do with it next.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know you really have your hands around something.
Oh, absolutely. And for the actor to have a well-written script is like Christmas Day, because there's so much work that's involved with, some of the not so well-written scripts. I mean, we're all going to get those. And they've got to love working with you. Do you have future plans for even more projects coming into light?
I'm kind of torn because I wrote a couple of plays. I had a play in a contest at the Hudson Guild, and also another play at the the Secret Theater over here in Queens. And I have a play called Look at Me that's I really enjoy. It's really good, but it's going to take time and commitment, especially a play. So right now I'm going to work with One Way and No Way Out and see what happens with Jailhouse Therapist. And we see what comes up next. I have a head full of stuff. So
I'm
If
sure
anybody out there looking for a good screenwriter, you know where to find me. That's
Well,
been my blessing. Of all things I can do, that's been my blessing.
even over writing books, like now you're into the screenplays and you want to stay there.
Well, I have the crime fiction trilogy. Book one, One Way and No Way Out is out. Book two, Man in the Middle is out, and I was supposed to be releasing book three, Good Night, Bad Day. It's complete, but I'm kind of hung up on. For some reason, I'm a stickler for book covers. I can't find the right book cover. I can't get the right book cover. So that manuscript has been sitting for months, waiting for me to get the right book cover for it. But I kind of let it fall by the wayside. So I guess it's time to put that back up. I also have a children's book. I would like to see that develop into a cartoon series, but that's for other hands, I guess.
Can you tell us about the children's book? Is it out for purchase yet?
Yes. The children's book is called My First Train.
Oh.
It's based on when I was a child, and me and a couple of buddies. I grew up in Denver, Colorado. We used to ride our bicycles over to the railroad tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, that was a big thing. You would think we went to the dark side of the moon. And it's just a story of how these kids turn this little journey down the road into this world adventure. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that is so sweet. That is a lot of fun. So if it was to be a cartoon, obviously there's a train and there's children. What would be your top 3 other characters or items in the cartoon that would be a main focus?
It is, of course, it's the main kid. I guess nowadays the way things are, I'd have to have some tough little Tom girl in there.
Oh,
She'd have to be one of the guys, you know.
yeah.
It's like it's just 3 kids that ride their bicycles, playing chicken in the street, popping wheelies, and leaving no stone unturned. Oh, look at that, and they go over there, and oh, look at this, and just as well the way children used to be anyway.
Yes.
Where your parents used to run you out the house, just be home before sundown.
Mm-hmm.
I better not
Exactly.
catch in front of that TV and all that. That before there were cell phones and.
Oh, exactly. I have to run around my house all the time. And my saying is no screens because they figured it out. If I said, okay, no iPads, they go to the TV or, vice versa. And it's like, okay, how about this? No screens, like go outside.
Yeah. They'll do something. Yeah.
Well, do something. And then it feels so rich to be able to look out the window and you see your kids like digging and turning over rocks and they're looking for
running and laughing and jumping
or whatever they can do, right?
Yeah.
And those were absolutely the days where we just left and we came back at sundown. We're playing in the street. We're playing like street
dusty and dirty and
yeah.
Get in that bath.
Yeah, exactly. I used to ride my bike with roller skates on my feet. And I used to do these little tricks where I jump off my bike and go straight into roller skating.
Well, uh-oh.
And I knew my mother saw me because it would always start with, Elizabeth, a little birdie told me.
Yeah.
And then that was the story of you're doing something you shouldn't be doing and you're going to get hurt. And I'm like, yeah, that was you looking out the window. Like we all know what's up. I love your children's book idea. I'm going to have to go find it. So where can we go to purchase your books?
You can purchase my books. There's 3 places. Amazon, of course. You can go to manwalker.com. That's MANNWALKER. On my 3rd site, which is Three-Legged Elephant Publishing, it's down right now. It should be back up at the end of the month. I'll give you a link to put up for that.
Okay.
But if you go to manwalker.com, all books are available there as well.
Okay, very good. Very good. So I have that scrolling at the bottom. So everybody watching the show, you can write that down as well. So it's MANN Walker.com or go over to Amazon. So Amazon has the ebook, Man Walker has the paperback, and I've got to ask you, Three-Legged Elephant. Where does the name come from? Because I've never seen a 3-legged elephant.
Oh, okay. This is a long story,
Well, go for it.
but I'll make it short.
Yeah.
My older sister and I, my older sister Brenda, she lived in New York for years, 20 plus years. She's the actress in the family, actually. She's the one that got me started.
Oh.
I came to New York for the Brooklyn Book Festival. I'm staying with my sister. My sister is a member of this women's group called Four Real Women, the number 4 Real Women. And they help empower women that are like in bad situations in third world countries and so forth and so on. She goes to, I believe it was Costa Rica for one of their, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, one of their soirees, I guess you would say.
Okay.
And she just happened to call one day and asked me how's things going. I hadn't been in New York, but maybe a couple of months. I'm sitting in the house, answer the phone. So me being the genius that I am, I said, oh, nothing, me and just this 3-legged elephant just sitting up here. She says, what are you talking about? I said, I ran to a 3-legged elephant when I was headed to the house from the store. He didn't have nothing to do, so he came and hung out with me. So I made to see, I'm a storyteller by nature.
Right.
I can't help myself. So I told this whole long story about me and the 3-legged elephant. Okay. So then once I got my publishing rights back from my original publisher, I was going to go with the self-published route, but I discovered that there's a million fish in that bowl, and you get lost in the shuffle. But if you are officially published, that helps open some doors. It separates you from the crowd. So I went to the state and I started LLC and started my own publishing company. It was time to come up with a name. Top of my head, what's wrong with 3-legged elephant? And hence the name of the publishing company. Now, this is the key thing to it. The elephant has all 4 legs, but he wears an eye patch.
Interesting.
Reason being, if you ever met a 4-legged elephant that was named 3-legged elephant, wore an eye patch, would you ever forget him?
Nope.
There's a method to the madness.
That is a really clever story. That's a really clever name. Nobody's going to forget it. Like,
Yeah.
I think you do a double take. When you see names like that, you're like, what? Wait a minute. Like, it takes the brain a moment to process it. And I love that because you grab us yet again. Like, nobody's going to ever forget it because there aren't 3-legged elephants. So it's like somebody's going to say something like that. And you're like, oh, yeah, Malcolm Boyd. Like, I wonder what he's written. So
there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. It's a daisy chain. One link leads to the next.
Absolutely. Well, Malcolm, I want to thank you so much for your time this evening. Congratulations on your success thus far. This has been a really long journey, and I can't wait to hear about all of your projects and how they're doing in the multiple different circuits that you've got going for them. I'd love to have you back on the show. I mean, they're so interesting, but especially with the Jailhouse Therapist, once you can tell us a little bit more about that or possibly have a trailer to show us for that one, please come on back.
Definitely. And thank you so much for having me on. I really enjoyed this. I'll be sure to tell everybody about you. Much success to you as well. I'll meet you at the top, as they say.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Because I know you are a very genuine person. You're going to have that hand out waiting for me to pull me up there with you because you're going. Like, you're already trekking. You're already going. So thank you, Malcolm, so much. Happy New Year to you and yours.
Happy New Year to yours as well.
Thank you so much. All right. We'll see you very, very soon, Malcolm. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Good night.
All right. Thank you. Everybody, make sure that you go over to his website, which is www.mannwalker.com. That's manwalker.com. You can get a copy of his paperback book or go over to Amazon if you like to read, the electronic way. So for the ebook, everybody, thank you so much for watching the show. We will be back again for a big full Saturday. We're back to our big super Saturday. So we're going to have a couple of guests on. We're going to do some news. We're going to do some financial reporting, and I will see you early this Saturday. As always, we are blessed. You are blessed, and I love you, and I'll see you next time.